I never thought I'd end up on an alien world, let alone standing in the throne chamber of its ruler. My name is Elias Rourke, captain of the star freighter Aurora's Wing. I was a simple man, a trader, a wanderer, someone who skirted the fringes of galactic politics. The Zitharon Empire was the last place I wanted to be. They were notorious for their disdain of humanity. Too fragile, too emotional, too unpredictable, they said. But a navigational mishap, combined with the wing-shredding claws of a solar storm, had forced me down onto their emerald homeworld. The Queen herself had summoned me. Alien monarchs don't usually invite strangers to tea, but my ship had fallen near their capital. Her soldiers surrounded me, tall insectoid figures with segmented armor-like skin and glowing amber eyes. Their hands never left their weapons as they marched me through crystalline corridors toward the throne chamber. I had no idea what awaited me. A trial, imprisonment, an execution for trespassing. But what happened, I could never have predicted. The beginning, an unexpected claim. The throne room shimmered with green light, as if sunlight filtered through deep water. Columns spiraled upward like trees frozen in crystal, and upon the dais sat the Queen of the Zitharon. She was beautiful in a way that was alien, her form tall and regal, draped in silver carapace-like armor that shifted like living metal. Her long, crest-like crown curved behind her head, and her eyes glowed with a faint lavender hue. Her gaze pierced me, cool and analytical. "Human," she said, her voice layered, as though 3 tones spoke at once. "Why do you trespass in my skies?" I started to explain about the storm, my damaged engines, my need for repairs. But before I could finish, something small darted across the chamber. Child. At first, I thought it was a miniature version of the Queen, a youngling of her species. But no, not exactly. The skin was pale, not fully chitinous, more like flesh. The eyes were enormous, shining green with flecks of gold. And when the child saw me, they didn't hesitate. They ran. "Dad!" the alien child shouted, voice trembling with excitement. Their arms wrapped around my leg before I could even react. Froze. My heart slammed against my ribs. "Dad!" The Queen gasped. Her hand flew to her mouth, and for the first time, her perfect composure cracked. The court murmured, soldiers shifting uneasily, uncertain whether to attack or kneel. I looked down at the child clutching me, then up at the Queen. What is this? The middle, truths buried in shadows. The Queen dismissed the guards with a flick of her hand. Reluctantly, they obeyed, leaving me, the Queen, and the child alone in the crystalline hall. She descended from her throne slowly, her expression unreadable. "That," she said softly, pointing at the child still gripping me, "is my heir, the blood of my line." And blinked. Then why did they just call me Dad? Her lavender eyes locked with mine, and I saw something flicker. Fear, maybe even guilt. "Because," she whispered, "they are." The words struck me like a thunderbolt. The child looked up at me, smiling with innocent joy, as though everything finally made sense to them. "I knew you would come," they said. But my mind spun in confusion. I had never been with an alien queen, never been here before. This had to be a trick, a political ploy. Yet when I looked into the child's eyes, some strange familiarity tugged at me. The Queen straightened. "Years ago, during the war with the Keth, we captured a human. A soldier, stubborn, reckless. He saved my life, even when he had every reason to let me die. We bonded in ways forbidden by our laws. But he was lost to battle. I thought him dead." I swallowed hard. "And you think I'm him? You bear his face, his voice, his presence. Either you are Elias Rourke, or you are his echo." Her voice trembled on the name. My throat tightened. That was my name. I had been a soldier once before I turned to trading. But I had no memory of this woman, no memory of saving her, no memory of fathering a child. The queen knelt by the child, her regal armor catching the light. She stroked their head gently, then looked at me with fierce intensity. Whether by fate or deception, my heir believes you are their father. In our culture, to deny them would fracture their spirit. It would tear apart the bond that steadies their soul. I stepped back overwhelmed. This is insane. I can't just accept this. But the child tugged at my hand, their small fingers warm and trembling. Please don't leave again. Something in my chest cracked open. Rising conflict. Shadows of war. Before I could decide what to do, alarms blared through the palace. A captain of the guard stormed in, bowing hastily. Your Majesty, the Keth fleet approaches. They've broken the treaty. The queen's eyes hardened. She rose to her full height, majestic and terrifying. Prepare the defenses. Evacuate the lower wards. They dare invade my skies again. Then her gaze snapped to me. Human, if you are who you seem, then your bloodline has already chosen sides. You will fight with us. I wanted to protest. I wasn't a soldier anymore. But the child still held my hand, eyes wide with fear. Don't go, they whispered. Stay with us. Stay with me. And in that moment I realized I couldn't walk away. The battle, choosing where I belong. The Zitharon launched their fleets, crystalline ships glowing like shards of glass burning through the atmosphere. The Keth, monstrous reptilian marauders, descended in waves, their warships dark as voidstone. The queen commanded from her flagship, and somehow I found myself beside her, strapped into the co-pilot's chair. Her people eyed me with suspicion, but the queen silenced their doubts with a single order. He stays. The battle raged like thunder across the skies. Explosions painted the heavens with fire. I hadn't flown in combat for years, but muscle memory took over. Dodging, weaving, firing bursts into Keth interceptors. I remembered what it felt like to be alive, to matter. At one point, enemy fire slammed into our flank. The ship shuddered violently, alarms screaming. The queen almost lost her footing, but I caught her, steadying her against me. For a brief heartbeat, our eyes met, and it was as if the years she spoke of, the bond she claimed, flickered real between us. You fight as he did, she murmured. We pushed back the invaders together. Against the odds, the Zitharon held their skies, and the Keth retreated into the void. Victory echoed across the capital. The ending, father or fate. When the fires dimmed and the fleets returned, the queen addressed her people, her heir at her side. She praised their bravery, their unity. Then she turned to me. This human, she declared, her voice carrying through the crystalline chamber, stood with us when the void threatened to consume us. Blood or not, he is bound to our line. The court shifted uneasily, but none dared contradict her. Afterward, in the quiet of the throne hall, the queen approached me alone. You still doubt, she said softly. He nodded. I don't know if I'm really him. The man you remember. The father they need. Her hand, cold yet gentle, brushed against mine. Perhaps it does not matter. Perhaps what matters is the choice before you now. I looked down at the child who clutched my coat, eyes shining with hope. They whispered, Stay, Dad. Please. And in that fragile word, in that plea, I felt the walls of doubt crumble. Maybe I wasn't their father by blood,